What's up, everybody? Welcome to the YouTube Automation Mastermind. My name is Matt Parr. I'm going to do my absolute best to give you as much value as I possibly can throughout this mastermind. And I'm going to be showing you the online business that I personally recommend. And I'm going to be showing you a new way of doing YouTube automation in 2025 that nobody talks about. Nobody who talks about YouTube automation talks about doing it in this way that I'm about to show you today. And I'm going to be showing you the current state of YouTube automation as well, and what it really is and what it isn't right now, because it has changed a lot over the years. I've been doing this for nearly 10 years at this point, so I've witnessed all the changes that it's gone through. I'm going to be showing you exactly what's working right now, the absolute best niches for right now as well that you can start in. I'm going to show you example channels, case studies, exactly how to implement this new system, and I'm going to be showing you how to actually generate content within those niches. And I'll be showing you the new way of monetizing that doesn't even require you to be monetized potentially. I know that all sounds crazy. I'm going to be trying my absolute best to back it all up throughout this mastermind. So stick with me here. Like I said, my name is Matt Parr. I've been doing this for nearly 10 years at this point, and I'm going to show you exactly what I recommend. That being said, I do have to give a disclaimer here that I can't guarantee any results. So just because you're here on this mastermind, obviously, I can't guarantee you're going to make millions of dollars or anything like that. And to be quite honest with you, anybody who does guarantee results like that, if they're doing a mastermind or giving some type of educational content or anything else, they're most likely lying to you. So I got to be upfront, about it, that this is going to take work. In my opinion, that work is well worth it. YouTube has completely transformed my life, but obviously I can't guarantee it'll transform your life just by you watching this mastermind. So that being said, this is just for educational purposes. Hope you get a lot of value throughout this regardless. And another thing I wanted to mention real quick as well is that I will be offering something at the end of this mastermind, an opportunity to work with me closely, get access to my content team and everything. But that being said, even if you don't join it, my sincere hope is that you still walk away from this mastermind with a ton of value, knowing a ton of new things that you didn't know before. And it's of my sincere hope that this will change your entire perspective on both online business and on YouTube automation. So let's get into this. So what if I told you that there's a different way to approach YouTube that most creators ignore? And this includes both personal brands as well as faceless channels. And while everybody else is chasing viral videos and they're just copying what's getting the most amount of views, and they're chasing viral videos and million subscriber plaques like some of the ones I got behind me there, what if I were to tell you that there's a quieter way that focuses on building sustainable, profitable channels? And virality, things, such as views and subscribers, those are simply vanity metrics. They really don't matter when it comes to actually building a business on YouTube. I'm going to be breaking that all down. So here's what's interesting. Some of the most profitable YouTube channels right now in 2025 are not the ones that you probably think of. You actually don't need millions of views to build a real business on YouTube right now. So let's go over real quick who this is for. This is for people who are currently running a faceless YouTube channel. So if you already have a channel and you want to scale it or possibly start new channels, but you just don't know, what the best niches are, and you want to learn this new way of doing YouTube automation that nobody talks about, you're in the right place. This is also for people who are interested in running a faceless channel. Maybe you've seen faceless YouTube channels before, you've considered doing it, but you want to know how to do it correctly from the start, and that's really smart to have a system going into it as opposed to just guessing like 99% of people do. This is also for people who are literally just interested in starting an online business. I'm going to be breaking down why YouTube automation, in my personal opinion, is the best online business, so hopefully you get a ton of value there. This is also for personal brand YouTubers. So if you run a personal channel, you might think, how is this going to, bring any value to me? Well, the strategies that I'm going to be showing you are applicable to all types of channels, not just faceless channels. Even though I'll be showing you how to generate faceless content, this is applicable to all types of channels, and you will benefit immensely if you implement this also on a personal channel. This is also for businesses. So if you run a business and you want to scale it to the next level using YouTube, you're in the right place, because what I'm about to show you with this way of monetizing YouTube can work for almost any business out there. Whether you're selling e-commerce products, software products, whatever you're selling, YouTube can likely be incredibly powerful for what you're currently doing. Now, let me just quickly tell you as well who this isn't for. This isn't for people who are looking for a get-rich-quick scheme. This does take work, but like I said, anybody who's telling you that get-rich-quick schemes do exist is most likely lying to you. So this is going to take work, but trust me, it's well worth it. And I just want to give you a quick 1-minute recap of my story. You know, some of you might already know who I am. My name is Matt Parr. I run the Make Money Matt channel on YouTube. I've been doing YouTube at this point for over 10 years. I'm 24 years old right now. I started YouTube when I was 14. And when I started, I had $300 in my bank account from selling Pop-Tarts at school. And I was really terrified of going the traditional path of going to school, going to college, getting a job, and then maybe retiring when I'm 65 years old. And honestly, I felt broken. I felt like I was meant for something more, but I just didn't know what that more was. That being said, I saw people on YouTube living their dream lives, being able to travel whenever they wanted to. So I knew that was possible, but I didn't think it was in the cards for me. You know, I was a super awkward kid in high school, and there was no way I was going to get in front of a camera and film videos and be a YouTuber, essentially. That is until I discovered a YouTube channel that was called Top Fives. Now, that channel's still up. They still get tons of views. And that channel, I watched one of their videos, and it's just literally a simple top 5 video that had millions of views on it with no face, no fancy editing, literally just a voiceover and images. And that's when I had the realization that, you know what, I could do this. And it was a video like this, like 5 strongest signs of alien life or something like that. And 40 million views on that video. I was like, I could actually do this if I really put the work into this. And even if it failed, I'd learn a lot along the way. And at this point, I didn't even know how I could make money on YouTube or anything like that. But I just had a vague idea of like, I see people succeeding on YouTube, living their dream lives. These people are getting millions of views. So I went into it and I started doing it. And basically, I literally just used my crappy cracked iPhone at the time and editing videos on my really bad laptop computer. And yeah, that's how I started YouTube automation. But at that point, it wasn't automated. I was doing all of the work myself. And by 2015, I was experimenting with what worked, what didn't work, you know, just doubling down on what did work. And while all my friends were out there and they were, you know, playing video games, or some of them were applying for actual jobs at this point, I was playing the video game of YouTube, so to speak. And I was just every single day making more and more videos. And this basically consumed all of my time just into making YouTube videos. And I basically had no social life at the time. And yeah, it was a sacrifice that I made, but honestly, at this point, I'm really glad that I did make it. And by 2015, I discovered the YouTube Monetization program, which is a YouTube partner program, put ads on my videos. And by 2015, I was making $3,000 per month at just 15 years old. Now, at this point, I was getting a fair amount of views on my channel when I did discover that you can put ads on your channel. But this was life-changing for me back at that point. This prevented me from ever having to work a traditional job. Now, by 2018, I had skilled up to running multiple different channels. So I realized I can only do so much if I'm doing all of the work myself. So I hired people to help me run that initial channel. And then I scaled into running multiple different channels in different niches. And by the time I graduated high school in 2018, I was making about $30,000 per month. This allowed me to skip going to college and going down that traditional path that I so dreaded and I thought that I was going to have to go down. And now in 2025, I make over $100,000 per month with YouTube through multiple different channels and strategies. And if you combine all my businesses together, I run several software companies as well that also benefit immensely from YouTube. We do anywhere from $300,000 to $500,000 per month across all my businesses. Which is incredible. Honestly, I'm incredibly grateful for this, but I do have to always give the disclaimer, if we're ever talking about numbers or anything like that, that these results are not typical. Obviously, 99% of people who do YouTube or YouTube automation do not achieve these same results, so I can't promise you're going to do the same. But I just want to show this, you know, for inspirational purposes, what YouTube has essentially allowed me to do. And to really demonstrate that as well, just a few days ago, actually, I was in Dubai with my team. And, you know, if I went down that traditional path of going to school, getting a job and everything, I wouldn't be sitting in Dubai with a whole team of, you know, dozens of people. I wouldn't be riding that was actually me in a submarine a few days ago in Abu Dhabi. I wouldn't be able to do that. And this was like a huge bucket list item. I've always wanted to ride this submarine. I made so many friends because of YouTube. I've gotten the opportunity to help so many people. This is actually Kunal right here. He was like thanking me for changing his life. And honestly, he's the one who put in the work and everything. I just showed him some of the systems that really allowed him to scale and everything, but he's the one who put in the work, and so all credit goes to Yuku now. But I just want to show that YouTube's completely transformed my life. It's given me an entirely new trajectory with my life, and if it wasn't for YouTube, I'd be sitting in a college classroom right now learning things that I probably would have no interest in, that wouldn't give me any real value to my life long term. Now, no disrespect for anybody who wants to go down that traditional path. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, if you want to be a doctor or something, by all means, go down the traditional path. But I just want to show you that there is another path, and the traditional path wasn't necessarily for me. And if you're here on this mastermind, it might not be for you either. So yeah, I'm going to show you this other path, and I'm going to try to give you as much value as I can throughout this. And now, in order to do this, we first need to understand what actually makes a good beginner or advanced friendly business. Let me explain to you what I mean. So there's 6 key factors for beginner friendly businesses, and it all starts with marketing. Now, marketing is basically the cost to acquire a customer. Obviously, the lower that is, the better. Then you have sales, which is the ease of converting those prospects into actually customers. And then you have fulfillment, which is the difficulty of actually delivering your product or service. You have the upfront cost, which is the initial investment required to start that business. You've got profit margins, how much you actually keep after expenses. And then you have passiveness, which is your ability to potentially earn without constantly working, where you do the work once and you can benefit from it potentially for a long time into the future. So I just want to quickly go over an analysis of some of the top business models out there that you might have seen online, just to show you how insane that YouTube automation is. So let's take a look at dropshipping real quick. With dropshipping, essentially what this is where you find a supplier that will fulfill a product for you, and you sell it online on places like setting up your own Shopify store, for instance. People buy a product there, you run ads to the product, and then it automatically gets shipped out from somewhere like Alibaba or AliExpress or something like that. And while that does work for a lot of people, you know, people do succeed with this business, the thing is that there's a huge amount of marketing cost with this. Not only that, but the profit margins are typically pretty bad due to the fact that those ad costs eat into those profits. Now, obviously, the upfront cost is going to be low because there's no inventory needed, but there's a lot of factors that are very hard to do this successfully, like sales, for instance. It depends on the quality of the product you select. The passiveness, usually ads require constant testing, and you have to test tons of different products till you find the one that actually is a winner. But obviously, fulfillment is great. You can find a supplier that handles everything, and upfront cost is also great. You don't need any inventory or anything like that. So there's pros and cons with this. I just want to show you that right here. Another common business model that I see a lot of people going into is affiliate marketing. Now, with affiliate marketing, it's typically very expensive due to the fact that most people who do affiliate marketing, they run ads to their affiliate products that they're promoting. And if you're selling something that's, for example, $20 to $50 per sale, you're going to have very low profit margins. And most affiliate products on the internet, they're going to find on places like the Amazon affiliate program, have very low profit margins. So keep that in mind. And you've also got other factors like, for example, fulfillment. That's obviously great due to the fact that you don't actually own a product, and the vendor of that product will fulfill it completely for you. Upfront cost is nice. You know, it's a very low startup cost, but typically affiliate products, they need constant promotion depending on the one that you promote. So it's not the best. Then you've also got social media marketing agencies. This is where you run another company's social media. And I see so many people talking about this business model online. And while everyone just talks about, you know, it's a low initial investment, anybody can start this from anywhere, what they don't talk about is the fact that marketing is extremely difficult. How do you convince an established company or a brand that you can run their social media? It's very hard to do. Sales is hard to convince businesses to pay. Fulfillment is very difficult, basically creates yourself another 9-to-5 job. And it's not very passive. You know, you have to constantly be doing client work. Replace your one 9-to-5 with another 9-to-5. In my opinion, SMMA is not where it's at. You also have Amazon FBA. This is where Amazon actually fulfills your products for you. But this typically has a high upfront cost. You have to spend $1 to $6K in inventory, and you risk not even selling that inventory. Plus Amazon, it's basically a race to the bottom. Everybody just tries to reduce their prices as much as possible until you're competing with people who are basically okay making no profit. And you basically have to get a lot of sales every single month to make any decent income. It's not the most passive. Fulfillment's nice, obviously, since Amazon handles it. Then you have print on demand, and this is very similar to, for example, drop shipping, except instead of selling something that you're drop shipping, you're basically drop shipping a shirt that only gets printed when someone buys it. It has all the same problems that drop shipping does. You got freelancing right here. This is basically where you do work for clients where you personally are actually working for them. And again, it's just trading a 9-to-5 with another 9-to-5. You're going to have to still trade your time for money, basically, if you do this. It's also very hard to compete on platforms like Upwork as well. So, with all that being said, what would the ideal business model be? Well, it would have a low to a negative cost for customer acquisition. Now, you might be like, how could it be negative? Well, I'm going to try to demonstrate that throughout this mastermind. Also, sales, it would be automated selling 24/7. Fulfillment would be very low cost with minimal manual work. So every time you get a sale, you don't have to actually do a ton of work fulfilling it. Upfront cost would also be a minimal. So you'd have minimal financial risk. Profit margins would be very high, ideally, keep a high percentage. And passiveness, ideally, would be something where you work once and you benefit from it for years, for every hour that you put into this. So, in my personal opinion, YouTube automation niche channels are the winner. Now, obviously, I'm biased. I've been doing this for 10 years at this point, but I genuinely believe after testing so many different online businesses and seeing so many online businesses out there that YouTube automation is by far the best. It hits all of those different factors the best. Now, obviously, it's going to take work still. As good as YouTube automation is, it still takes work, but the work you do on it, you can benefit potentially for years after you upload every single video. Plus, profit margins are pretty high, typically, especially if you're doing the work yourself in the beginning, and then eventually you outsource so you can keep those profit margins high. Upfront costs, you literally just need a YouTube account to get started. For marketing, YouTube promotes your content for free. For sales, you have multiple monetization streams. You got ads, affiliates, digital products, as well as some other secret ones that I'm going to show you in this mastermind. And then for fulfillment, it's all digital content. There's no shipping cost associated with anything. So let's talk about why YouTube automation channels win for beginners. So they hit all of those different factors like we just discussed. And in my opinion, they're perfect for beginners. They're perfect for advanced people. They're perfect for businesses that want to scale. YouTube automation and YouTube channels just in general are the best way of building a business, in my personal opinion. So in this mastermind, I'm going to be showing you the 3 keys for running YouTube automation channels. So key number 1 is the new way of doing YouTube automation, which I'm going to show you right now, and the absolute best niches to do this in. Key number 2 is going to be how to generate tons of content and actually run these YouTube automation channels, how to outsource everything, how to get access to my content team, and how to do all this. And then finally, key number 3 will be the new way of monetizing that nobody talks about. Everybody just talks about ad revenue. Everybody just tries to get as many views as possible. All vanity metrics. It's nice to have extra income from ad revenue, but you can make a lot more potentially in the methods that I'm going to show you in this mastermind today. So, why should you listen to me? I've been doing YouTube for 10 years at this point. I built a bunch of different successful Faceless channels that have gotten millions of subscribers between them. And I've generated millions of dollars in revenue as well. I've sold well over $10 million of courses throughout the past few years as well. Run a couple software companies that I initially created for myself, including TubeMagic and vid.ai. TubeMagic can help you optimize your videos. I basically built these for myself, but we offered it to people. Anybody can sign up for them if they want to now, and we just basically use the money to make them better and better. Vid.ai can help you generate videos as well. And I've helped thousands of students succeed. Now, again, I can't promise that you're going to succeed just by watching this mastermind or anything, but that's my credibility right there, just so you can know that you're learning this from someone who is actually doing this and who has been doing this for the past 10 years. Now, for everybody who stays until the end of the mastermind, I just want to incentivize it as much as I possibly can. I'm going to be giving a completely free gift, which is a YouTube automation checklist and SOPs for doing all of this. So all the stuff I'm going to be going over today, I'm going to give you a checklist at the end, so it'll help you implement all of it. But it's really imperative that you watch throughout this as well, because you'll know exactly how to implement each of the things on the checklist if you do. So yeah, I just want to incentivize that right there, but trust me, it's in your best interest to stay until the end. You're going to get so much value, and this is going to open your mind to a completely new way of doing YouTube automation. So YouTube automation, as we discussed, it's not a get-rich-quick button. Automation does not imply that, it's just completely automated. You sit back and you make money. That is not what this is. It does require some effort to set things up correctly, but there is such a thing as realistic automation from my experience, where when you set it up, you can automate certain things, such as a content creation process and such as a lot of things that not many people realize can be automated. And you can automate certain things way more than the traditional method of doing YouTube. Now, the traditional method of doing YouTube is basically getting behind a camera and filming videos. This can work good. I do run a personal channel. It's called Make Money Matt. I've got almost 1 million subscribers on it, but it's very draining, and a lot of people don't want to do that. A lot of people don't want to go through, filming videos every day with constant retakes and editing them. There's a reason I don't post nearly as often on my personal channel as I do on my Faceless ones. Now, if you do want to do that, you can still succeed with it hugely. With the tactics I'm going to be showing you, they work for personal brand channels and Faceless channels. But even so, even if you're running a personal channel, I highly recommend starting some Faceless channels as well, and I'll show you why in just a second. So, what are Faceless channels even to begin with? So you've probably seen Faceless channels on YouTube already, simply channels that are doing a voiceover where the person running it isn't necessarily showing their face. Almost everyone already knows what they are. If you watch YouTube, you've come across them. But most Faceless channels do not make that much money. And that's because most of them have no idea what they're doing. They're just copying other Faceless channels thinking that that's how they succeed. In this mastermind, I'm going to show you a new way of running Faceless channels. And it's a genuinely new way. Barely anybody does this, honestly. So let me show you an overview of how this works. Step 1 is going to be choosing a profitable money niche, which I'm going to show you those in a sec. Step number 2 is going to be setting up monetization first. Most people don't do this. Monetization is an afterthought. They just think, oh, I'll monetize with ad revenue. It's the wrong way of going about doing this. Step number 3 is going to be creating what I like to call a money video using a proven script. I can just give you that script as well. Step number 4 is building a content funnel. And this, in my opinion, is the secret to growing, because this is how you can hack getting so much watch time and such a high audience retention on your videos and such a high session time, so YouTube actually pushes your videos. Step 5 is scaling with a team with multiple different channels. We'll be going over all this. And step number 6 is automating and optimizing for maximum profit. So let's go over the old way of doing YouTube automation. This is choosing a random entertainment niche and making top 10 videos about it. This is how I started on YouTube. And, I got up to being pretty successful doing this. And that is until I had the realization that this really wasn't sustainable long term. Here's what I mean. I had a bad niche that was a pretty low RPM or CPM. Now, CPM is simply how much money you make per 1,000 views on your channel, and different niches are going to have, different amounts of CPM. I also use the term CPM and RPM interchangeably, by the way. So just so you know. But in my opinion, there's a far better way of doing YouTube, and that's due to the fact that you have to wait to get monetized if you do this strategy, and it takes millions of views to make any sizable amount of money. So this brings us into key number 1, which is the new way of doing YouTube automation. Now, the new way allows us to monetize immediately, because if we choose a money niche, it can also make it a lot easier to grow as well. And it allows us to use AI the right way. Now, everyone talks about AI with YouTube, and most people just use ChatGPT to generate scripts or whatever. But you don't want to just be generating AI slop, which most AI tools are going to generate. You want to be able to do this long term, so I'm going to show you how to do that with AI. And this new way of doing YouTube allows you to use AI the right way. Now, this also allows you to have a portfolio of channels that all feed each other. This is very important, by the way, and this is what 99% of YouTube channels don't do the right way. I'll be breaking this all down. So now you might be saying, Matt, that's great, but what niches are actually working right now in 2025? I'll be showing you those with examples in just a second, but first you need to understand the secret for structuring your channel correctly to actually succeed right now with YouTube automation. Now, the secret is implementing something I like to call the symbiotic system. This is basically having a collection of videos in your niche on your channel, as you can see on this diagram right here, that all funnel traffic to a single very long money video. Now, that money video follows a very specific script, a conversion script to be specific, and then you link via end screens, descriptions, pinned comment sections, all driving traffic to that money video. This turns one view into multiple views, which increases something known as session time. Everybody talks about views, everyone talks about watch time. Nobody talks about session time because this is an analytic that YouTube actually doesn't show you in your analytics. But it's one of the most important analytics on YouTube because YouTube as a business prioritizes keeping people on the platform. And if you funnel all of your videos to a super long video, it keeps people on the platform. Not only that, it keeps them on your channel personally. So this is incredibly valuable for growing on YouTube. But then this conversion money video also sells something at the end of it. So you make just an absurd amount of money on top of that potentially if you set things up correctly. Now, YouTube rewards high session time with more exposure. That's what I've personally seen with running all my YouTube channels, and this works incredibly well. Now, not only that, you can also have multiple channels, also all driving traffic in related niches, a bunch of faceless channels, also all driving traffic to that money video. So now let's talk about monetizing first. You do not just want to rely on one monetization source, like ad revenue, for example. That's because one algorithm change can change everything. You get demonetized for a stupid reason or something like that. Boom, money gone, just like that. Your whole business could be gone overnight. You do not want to just rely on one monetization source. Where the real money is made is by selling high-ticket digital products from your channel. These are products that charge anywhere from $500 to $10,000 that you get a big commission on. Typically, these are like $1,000 products. You get a 50% commission. You make $500 per sale, sell 20 of these per month, $10K per month, just like that. Now, obviously, this takes work and everything. Can't guarantee you'll make $10K per month. I have to always say that whenever I talk about numbers or anything. But yeah, that's where the real money, from my personal experience, has been made on YouTube. Also, affiliate commissions where you get like 50% recurring for life. So you get a couple hundred people on a software subscription. And just over time, this just grows and grows to the point where you have tons of people on a subscription paying every single month. You're getting a recurring commission from that. It can really add up to huge numbers potentially. And then you got your bonus income. So I view YouTube ad revenue as a bonus. It's not a main, monetization source. It's not a main factor. It's just a bonus. And YouTube ad revenue, you can make anywhere from $3 to like $30 per 1,000 views from what I've seen. And you've also got secondary income sources like sponsorships, brand deals. But the key is to monetize from day one and to not wait for YouTube's requirements. So if we go over the math on this, if you do the traditional way of doing YouTube, like just producing those entertainment videos, you make $3 to $10 per 1,000 views. You need 10 million monthly views to make 100K per month, which, 100K per month is an absurd amount. That might be, well beyond what your ambitions are for YouTube. But no, I just want to prove a point here that you need a lot of views to make any sizable amount with this. Whereas if you monetize first with this new way, from what I've personally seen is I've been able to make anywhere from $100 to $1,000 per 1,000 views. And this is game changing. While most people are, barely making any money per 1,000 views, and I'm able to make triple or quadruple that, it can absolutely change the game. So with this new way, you only need 100K to 1 million views for 100K per month. That is very doable to get 100K views per month. I'll show you exactly how to do it. Now, of course, these are estimates based on my experience. Everyone will be different. You may make nothing at all. This does take hard work. Just have to give that disclaimer. So now let's talk about the critical choice. This is the choice that separates big faceless channels, ones that actually succeed and ones that don't. And this is the choice that so many people do wrong. And 99% of YouTube automation teachers teach you to do this. They teach you to run entertainment channels. They require high views. They get a low revenue per view, like we mentioned, $3 to $10 per 1,000 views, and that are harder to monetize effectively. Whereas if you choose an educational channel that teaches something from it, you need a lower amount of views, and you can make a higher amount per view, like we mentioned, $100 to $1,000 per 1,000 views, and you have immediate monetization potential. So I like to consider educational channels to be money channels due to the fact that they solve problems and they have a higher amount of value. And when you give value to the marketplace, this is the best way to make money in my personal experience. So my recommendation is to start educational and then scale to entertainment later. So the thing about entertainment channels is that they're good long-term plays. So entertainment channels can still work, but you can't expect to monetize them immediately. They take work and they take a lot of time to build up to a point where you're making a significant amount from ad revenue. So you might be saying, like, what if I already have an entertainment channel? What should I do then? So if the channel has potential, meaning you see other big channels on YouTube that are similar, getting millions of views per month, keep the channel. That being said, what I personally would recommend would be to focus on a money channel first and then use the profits from that channel to reinvest in the entertainment channel due to the fact that entertainment channels are the longer term play. So now let's talk about the criteria for a good niche. So a good niche has a decent to a high CPM, meaning it makes at least $10 per 1,000 views from ad revenue alone. Plus you can sell something from the channel. A lot of niches you can't do this in. And the niche is evergreen, meaning that you can continue to get views on it forever. So the best niches are the following. They fall into the following categories, and I'll give you some sub-niches within all these categories as well. The best niches are related to money, travel, health, relationships, and technology due to the fact that these have proven demand, high CPMs, and people are willing to pay for solutions in these niches due to the fact that people have problems in these niches. So for money, you got things like online business, investing, personal finance. For travel, you got travel tips, guides, destination reviews. For health, you got fitness, weight loss, natural remedies. For relationships, you got dating advice, relationship help. And for technology, you have niches like software tutorials and tech reviews. So those are sub-niches. And the reason I recommend choosing a sub-niche is due to the fact that you're going to have such a more engaged audience and all of your videos will feed each other so much better. And you'll be able to implement this process I'm going to show you with the whole money video and everything a lot easier. So for example, instead of just doing the broad niche of technology, instead do something like AI video editing tutorials. This is an amazing niche where you just simply record your screen, showcasing the best AI video editing software, test new ones, etc., and that can work incredibly well. So that being said, let's take a look at some example channels that are crushing it right now, starting with this channel called How to AI. They get almost 800K views per month. They sell a course from their channel. They're an affiliate for all the software that they show, and they never show their face. So they literally just show different software, how to use them to run YouTube channels, basically. And this channel, they posted 115 videos that have almost 300K subs. That would get them a silver play button as well. And from my personal experience, what I would estimate that they're making is about 10K per month from ad revenue, 50K per month from their course, 10K per month from affiliates, and 10K per month from sponsorships, which is potentially $1 million business from just completely faceless videos. Another channel here is called Jet Set Genius. This channel just simply does travel tips and tricks, travel news, videos like flight secrets you should know before your next trip. This got 900K views in 4 weeks. This is a relatively new channel that's just absolutely crushing it. And they get 1.3 million views per month. That's probably at least 15K per month from AdSense alone. And if they literally just put together a super simple travel course that shows people like packing guides and exactly all the things you need to know to travel, and they could easily do that. Course is just a collection of videos. Put together a bunch of videos, and boom, you got a course. They could probably double that. Then you have a channel called Discover the Globe. Now, this channel gets 7 million views per month. They make videos like 10 countries where Americans are not welcome in 2024. Redo that one for 2025. That could crush it as well. And I would estimate that this channel is getting 70K per month from ads alone. Just from ads alone. So imagine if they sold a travel course like the previous channel. They could absolutely crush it. Potentially double or even triple that. Now, the thing about this channel right here is that they do very controversial video titles, which works amazingly. Like you can see some of these titles like Places Americans Are Not Welcome. That's likely to trigger a lot of people, so it's going to make people click and it's going to get a lot of views. You've also got this channel called Stoic Journal. Now, this channel just talks about stoicism and philosophy. And they get 480K views per month, which would be well over a full-time income just from ads alone. And they can make tens of thousands per month if they were selling a course. So the reason that I recommend starting a Faceless channel in 2025 is due to the fact that YouTube is actually pushing out new channels. One of the head people at YouTube recently came out, Todd Bapper, you can look it up, and he said that YouTube is prioritizing pushing new channels out. So if there was ever a better time to start YouTube automation, it's literally right now. And also audiences, they care about value. They don't care about personality as much now. YouTube is an intent-based platform. So when you're producing videos like educational type of videos, YouTube is the best place for that. When people are on TikTok or when they're on Instagram Reels or other social media platforms, they're on those platforms for entertainment. They're just scrolling from one video to the next. When people are on YouTube, there can be a very different state of mind if you're within the right niche. You have people actively searching for solutions, and YouTube's very different in that way. Also, AI voices are becoming mainstream, basically indistinguishable at human. There's a whole AI revolution going on right now, and if you can be part of that while it's happening, you can utilize basically this arbitrage of using AI to generate content and potentially crush it right now. Also, there's less competition in educational niches. While everybody goes to, entertainment, viral content, education stuff is way less saturated. There's better monetization options as well. And you can even use AI to help you generate digital products to even monetize further. And now, in an effort to give you as much value as I possibly can, I want to give you some action steps you can take right now, which would be to choose your channel type, whether it's a faceless, personal channel, or a hybrid channel. You might already have a channel, maybe you don't, but think about which niche interests you the absolute most. Any of these niches that I went over earlier can work amazingly. And then pick your niche from one of the 5 big categories as well. So that would be like health, wealth, happiness, relationships, technology. Pick your niche from one of those categories ideally. Research 3 to 5 successful channels in your niche. Just make a list of them, subscribe to them, honestly. And then in the next key, I'll be showing you some real case studies, exact systems, and all the tools to make this possible. And remember, I'll be dropping that free gift at the end. I'll give you that checklist, so make sure to stay until the end. And that being said, one of the biggest misconceptions on YouTube is that YouTube is saturated. This is so incorrect due to the fact that, yes, there's more creators on YouTube than ever. However, what most people fail to account for is there's more viewers on YouTube than ever, and viewership is increasing exponentially. And if you can produce better videos, better versions of already successful videos out there, which I can show you exactly how to do, and I'll show you how to do in the next key here, you can absolutely crush it on YouTube still right now. And there's endless sub-niches to explore. Most people don't do this right. 99.9% of channels have no idea what they're doing. I'm going to give you an actual system so you know what you're doing. And obviously, we went over the misconception you don't need millions of views to potentially do very well, because most of our students absolutely crush it with very small and engaged audiences. And now let's get into key number 2, which is how to actually run a faceless channel. Step by step, I'll show you example channels. This is going to be super valuable. So right now, I'm going to be covering how to actually run a YouTube automation channel, case studies of different channels that are crushing it right now that you can copy, how to create videos, how to systematize your content creation, how to use AI to help the right way instead of just generating AI slop, how to outsource and get other people to do a lot of the work for you. And then I'm going to show you an overview of the money video and all the tools and workflow that you need to successfully do this. So as we discussed, it all starts with choosing a niche, and we went over some of the best niches in key 1. And right now I'm going to show you some case study channels and how you can replicate what they're doing step by step. So we have that channel that we discussed called Discover the Globe. They get 7 million views per month. That'd be like $70K per month from ad revenue alone. Their videos are literally just stock footage with a voiceover on top of them. So the system for making YouTube videos is to get ideas and then script those videos and then generate those videos, make thumbnails, and then upload and optimize. And every video you upload is essentially a piece of digital real estate that you're planting out there on the internet that can live for years into the future. Now, video ideas, the part that 99% of people go wrong with video ideas is that they just guess what's going to work. And this is not the way of doing it. You want to be making videos that people actually care about and not make the mistake that I did when I started YouTube. I struggled with YouTube for months when I started as a teenager until I redid a video that already worked, and I just made it a little bit better, and it got 100K views in less than a week. This was life-changing. This was my first viral video on YouTube. So the solution is to get YouTube ideas from multiple different sources. And the sources I recommend are YouTube itself by searching your niche and keywords associated with it, as well as a tool that I actually built specifically for this to help myself, which is called TubeMagic. Now, you can use TubeMagic as well. You don't have to use it. There's other, keyword research tools out there for YouTube. This is what TubeMagic looks like, by the way. And if we open it up right here and go to the tools, we have a keyword research thing right here. So we can search any niche. Like, for example, if we're doing a top travel destinations niche like that, We can search that, and then you can also sort this by the magic score, which automatically weighs competition against search volume to find the absolute best keywords. Now, like I said, you can use that, but if you don't want to use it, you can feel free to just go to YouTube and find the absolute best ideas based on what's already worked. And I also like to put my ideas within the ideas manager in TubeMagic. Again, you don't have to use this. There's other solutions as well. But within here, basically, you can manage all your ideas. So you can put in different ideas you get from YouTube by just importing a link, keep a list of them all here, sort them by the most amount of views, and then just go down the list and recreate each video, just making them better and better. And I'll show you exactly how to do that right now. So yeah, that's how you find video ideas. And a cool thing about TubeMagic too, you can keep track of where you're at in your process with each of your videos, if they're scripted, recorded, etc. Again, you don't have to use it though. All right. So now let's talk about scripting. Scripting is one of the most important parts of the video creation process, and that's due to the fact that the script is the value that you're giving to a viewer. If you just use AI generated slop, like using ChatGPT to write your script, you're not going to give that much value to the viewer. Why doesn't the viewer just go to ChatGPT and do that? You need to be using hooks, advanced psychology, and you need to be using audience retention loops to keep people on YouTube. And the way you can do that, if you did want to use AI, would be to use TubeMagic. Now, you don't have to use this. I can just give you checklists of exactly how to write scripts, all the things that go into writing scripts. Basically, you want to keep people's attention throughout the video. So you want a strong hook that instantly hooks them, usually with curiosity, but there's like 20 different hook types, and I can show you them as well. But if you want to make this super easy and you don't want to memorize hooks and all that type of stuff, you can use TubeMagic. And just to show you how this works, if we go to a YouTube channel, like I just go to my channel right here, Make Money Matt, copy the link of it like so, go into TubeMagic, add this link in the context, and what this will essentially do is take all of the best information from this video and then write it in a unique way. And not only that, it'll write it according to all of these frameworks right here. We have a viral hook database, value loop structures, tension and pacing to actually go viral on YouTube, a payoff structure, emotional waves, strategic ordering, advanced psychology, and just overall algorithm optimization to make your script the absolute best. Then you just copy the title of the video right here, go back to TubeMagic, drop it in. So you have your context, you got your title. Now we use Claude, which is the absolute best script writer. If you don't want to use TubeMagic, you can also just use Claude to write your scripts. It's very good. And you can train it yourself, but we have it all trained here for you if you did want to use this. And then you can select your word count. If we want a 10-minute video, I would select about 1,500 word script and then click generate right there. And then boom, we got our script done. And as you can see, we've got a god tier hook right now by saying YouTube is in easy mode. And if you miss this opportunity, you'll be kicking yourself for years to come. Something absolutely incredible is happening on the platform that I've never seen in my decade of creating content. And it's going to change everything for small creators like you. This is a god tier hook that you just generated within a few seconds. And the whole script is incredibly good at keeping people on it and keeping audience retention very high. So scripting is very important. Make sure to use a good tool like this or write it yourself as well, according to some of the best practices that are out there. And yeah, we discussed TubeMagic scriptwriter. It's different than just using ChatGPT or something. Now, for actual video generation, that one channel that we were showing you, which was the Discover the Globe channel right here, this channel is literally just stock footage in the backgrounds of their videos. And dang, 12 days ago, this video got 1.6 million views. It's literally just stock footage. Now, the best way of doing a channel like this would be to use a website like Storyblocks, which is like $30 per month. There's free stock footage databases out there too, like Pexels, or Pixabay. And then use something like CapCut, which is $10 a month to edit it. But if you want AI to do the work for you and save countless hours, not to mention save you thousands on freelancer costs, then you can use the second software that I developed with my co-founder Priyam, which is called vid.ai. Now, we finally just released long-form video generation on vid.ai. There are some limitations with it, like obviously this isn't going to be able to generate super realistic animations or anything like that yet. But if you're running a stock footage channel like that channel Discover the Globe is doing, then this can work incredibly good. You can generate videos exactly like this video that got 1.6 million views using vid.ai. Now, to show you what vid.ai looks like, if we go over to it real quick right here, this is what it looks like here. And if we log in and if we open the app, as you can see, you can create long form videos, just put in a prompt, or you can even put in a full script or something. or you can even put in your full script right here. I recommend doing that because the scripting is much better using something like TubeMagic. Throw the script in there, choose a voice. These are indistinguishable from humans. Choose your video length. You can go up to 20 minutes for your video. And then vid.ai will generate an entire video completely for you. And these videos are incredibly good. Like, for example, I generated this video, which is Airport Secrets Airlines Don't Want You to Know. And take a look at it. Airports are bustling hubs of activity where millions of passengers pass through. As you can tell, it's an incredibly good video. You can switch clips, you can switch them and everything. You can apply captions or not apply them or whatever. You can change everything, add music, change the media that's being played on here, put your own media, whatever. It's incredibly good for videos like this. However, it's not going to be applicable to every type of content. Another channel I want to show you that's taking off right now, that's doing really good, is this channel called Warren Stick. Now, this channel is literally just a simple stickman animation. You could generate these literally using ChatGPT, generate these animations, and then put it into a video. Still takes a lot of work to make these types of videos, but this channel is getting 100K views per month. They sell a course, it looks like, from their channel. They're probably making well over a full-time income from only 19 videos on their channel, which is crazy. And like I said, you can generate these. But even if you're using ChatGPT, you still have to edit these together. It still takes a lot of work. But I can just give you access to my content team as well, which I'll be going over exactly how to get access to that in a second. And basically, you can let us do the work for you. We can make videos just like this. So yeah, that's the first couple of case studies there. Another case study was that channel How to AI. We went over this channel a little bit already, but they absolutely crush it with YouTube. And they literally just do these screen recording videos. So the best way to do screen recording videos is a software that is called OBS. Completely free software to download. I'm actually recording this right now and I'm streaming this right now using OBS. And OBS is amazing. It's free. It's open source. If it's too complicated, though, you can always use Loom as well. Loom is also really good. And then they have an AI avatar in their videos as well. Again, you can just generate that with ChatGPT, an image of that, and then put that overlaid on the video using something like CapCut. If you wanted an insanely good avatar, you can use HeyGen, but that's like $100 plus per month, but you can use it if you want. And AI Guy, who's a guy I know personally, he makes like well over 50K per month. He also does the same method of generating these types of videos, and he crushes it. Another type of video that can do well are AI visual videos. This is where you use AI to generate the visuals of your video. This video right here, called The Terrifying Prophecy from some Japanese manga, got 500K views in a month. And it's literally just AI generated in the background. And you can use tools like Google VO 2 or 3, 2 is cheaper right now, to generate these types of AI visuals and then just connect them all with CapCut. Or you can use something like Kling AI, which is also very good. And we do plan to implement this eventually into VidAI as well. We have it for shorts at the moment, but eventually we plan to have it with long form as well for the actual AI generated visuals. Now, that being said, you can run channels like all of these right here very successfully, and you can crush it with them, but it still takes a lot of work unless you outsource them. So you can outsource a lot of the content creation process to a team, basically the full everything that goes into running a channel content-wise to a team, by putting together what I like to call a video assembly line. And I'll go deeper into how to do that in this mastermind, and I'll also talk about how you can use my content team if you just want to work with me, if you want. But regardless, I hope you walk away with a ton of value. Now, the best places to outsource are going to be Upwork and Fiverr to find people. And I recommend hiring 3 people as a test. And I'll get more into how to outsource in just a second. But first, it's important that we use thumbnails correctly. So thumbnails are basically the cover image for your video. And what I recommend for thumbnails is to make sure to keep your primary elements, which is the thing in the actual thumbnail, like this one, about how to solve a Rubik's Cube. There's 2 cubes. So that's 2 primary elements. For this one, it's a person's eyes. That's 1 primary element. You want to keep that to 3 or less. You don't want too much stuff going on in your thumbnail. You also want to use bright colors and model what works. First and foremost, don't guess with this. So many people guess. Just model what's already worked on YouTube and you'll crush it. Now, for actually making the thumbnails, we did build a thumbnail generator in TubeMagic, so you can generate images and whatnot if you'd like to do that. But there's also other options like Canva or Snappa or Paint.net, which is what I've liked to use a lot, which is a free program you can download for thumbnails. Now, for uploading and optimizing, I'm going to give you a checklist at the end of this mastermind that you can use to optimize your videos. But if you want to make this super simple as well, you can use TubeMagic, go to our Warp Upload Optimizer, which is right here. You drop a link for a YouTube video. It can be an unlisted or a public video, but basically you upload your videos as unlisted. drop it in right there, click generate, and then TubeMagic will generate you titles, descriptions, and a set of tags to use on all of your videos. As you can see, you got some 3 great titles right there. You've got a description that you can copy paste, and you can also even toggle if you would like timestamps on that also. And then you've got a set of tags, so you can just copy paste each one of those directly into your channel. It makes it super easy. Now for the money video, which is your flywheel video, as we discussed, this is how to make big money with YouTube in my opinion, where all of your videos and all your channels all drive traffic to a single money video that sells something at the end of it. If we work together, I'll give you my word for word template for making this video so you can just plug it into your niche and into exactly what you're doing. Now for systematizing content, I recommend a tool called Trello. It's completely free. You can manage your workflows and channels and everything. And as we discussed, for hiring people, I recommend Upwork, and I recommend hiring 3 people as a test for each position. And if someone is just standout and they're better than all the rest of them, then you work with that person long term. And if we work together, I can give you my script templates for hiring people. I've got job post templates and everything. Or you just simply use my content team that I personally use as well if you want access to that. Now for outsourcing, I recommend outsourcing video editing first since it's the most complex. You'll pay anywhere from $50 to $200 per video. For thumbnail creation, $10 to $40 each. For script writing, $10 to $50 per script. For voiceovers, $5 to $100, but honestly, I just recommend using 11 Labs for voiceovers due to the fact that you can generate voiceovers that are indistinguishable from a human without ever having to record one yourself. You can also outsource to my team, like I mentioned, and with that, if you did want to go that route, you literally just give them a title and they give you a finished video back. So the scaling strategy is the following. This is how to actually succeed with YouTube long term. If you want to scale up to running multiple different channels, this is how to build a YouTube empire. And that's to use what I like to call the ecosystem approach. Now, basically what this is you have your main channel, which is an educational channel, and this is your main money maker. This is where you have your money video and your pillar video, and this is your channel that's set up with that. And then the second channel that you start can be an entertainment channel in the same niche. So for example, let's say you have your main educational channel is about how to make money on YouTube. Then your second channel could be a business success stories, which is entertainment, but it's still related to that because everyone who watches that is also likely interested in starting a business themselves with YouTube. And then you have a related sub niche that could be channel 3, doing something like software tutorials where you talk about all the related tools that are related to making money with YouTube, and they all funnel to your main money video. All 3 of these channels are all just going to that one money video that's on your main channel. And this is how you absolutely crush it with YouTube. So here's a list of tools and workflow. You can use TubeMagic for scripts, keyword research, video optimization, CapCut for editing, VidAI for video generation, Trello for systematizing your content. And then you've also got other tools like these right here for different niche things that you can do. And some action steps you can take right now are to find 12 video ideas, generate your first video with VidAI, or write your first script with TubeMagic. And if you don't want to do any of this, you can simply work with my content team and they'll do the work for you. And I'll be getting into how you can work with them in just a second. So some pre-submitted Q&A we were having was people were asking, how do I find a good voiceover artist? Just use 11 Labs. It's honestly amazing. I've cloned my voice with 11 Labs. Literally indistinguishable from me talking. It's crazy. How many videos, but you can use other people's voices as well with that. How many videos should I upload a week? I recommend 3 to 5. And for hiring, I recommend Upwork or Fiverr. But Upwork is where I've hired 99% of the people that I work with. Now it's time for key number 3, which is monetization. This is one of the most important keys for doing all of this. And in key 1, we revealed a new way of doing YouTube automation. In key 2, you saw real case studies and the content system, how to actually generate these videos. And now I'm going to show you how to monetize and how to work with us and get the personalized help you need. So the next step is monetization. I'm going to show you the best way of doing it. So ad revenue, this is a monetization source that everyone should have on their channel. Regardless of the way that you're going to monetize, I still recommend having ad revenue as a backup, so to speak, on your channel. It's basically just extra income that you've got on your channel. And as much as I do recommend selling something on your channel, it's nice to just have ad revenue coming in as well. It's just a bonus. So different channels are going to have different RPMs, which is the amount you make per 1,000 views. There's a big variance in that. And I want to show you how to maximize ad revenue since every channel should utilize ad revenue to the absolute maximum. I'll show you how to do it. Most YouTubers leave a lot of money on the table by giving an average to a bad CPM. So an average CPM is like $3 to $8 per thousand views. A good one is $15 to $25, and an elite one is $30 to $60. Now, I have a student who gets a $60 CPM from super long travel content that's like 2 to 3 hour videos. Now, you can get the same amount of views with like an entertainment channel, like a prank channel or something like that, that barely makes any money per thousand views, compared to a channel like this producing these really long form travel videos. This isn't his channel, by the way. This is just an example. But you can potentially make 10x the revenue just by doing a high CPM niche. So one way you can optimize your ad revenue as much as possible is to choose a niche like that. Now, I do have to give a disclaimer. Obviously, I can't guarantee you'll make $80K per month like my student does. Most of my students don't make that much. I do have to give that disclaimer. But I just want to show you this as an example to drive home the point that CPMs are important when it comes to ad revenue. And the hack to get insane CPMs is to produce super long videos. So when you make a video longer than 8 minutes, it allows you to put multiple mid-roll ads on your videos. When you do a 20-minute video, you can put even more, 60-minute even more. The longer the video is, the more mid-roll ads you can place and the more ad breaks you can place, which means you make more money per 1,000 views on those videos typically. So obviously, the longer the video, the more ad breaks you can get a much higher RPM. But you might be saying, Matt, okay, make 3-hour videos to get these insane CPMs. How do I make a 3-hour video? Isn't that a ton of work to make a video that's that long? Yes, it 100% is. Like my student, he has done a ton of work of setting that all up. That being said, if you want to implement this easily, I recommend doing a compilation strategy. This is where you repurpose your own videos and combine 10 to 15 of your own videos into an ultimate guide video. So this works for any niche. This isn't just for educational type of channels, but if you do run an educational or a money channel, you put a bunch of videos into an ultimate guide, and you can make a super long video like I did right here with my YouTube monetization guide. Basically, I took my videos like how to get 1,000 subscribers, how to get 4,000 hours of watch time, how to actually apply for monetization. I put all of those videos, which are separate videos on my channel, into a single super long video, almost an hour long. That got 500K views. Do you know the amount of watch time that got? The amount of session time, the amount of the RPM that this video was able to achieve? Obviously, it's all very high due to the fact that it's such a long video. You can also do things like seasonal compilations like Best of 2025. If you're running a scary story channel, do Best Scary Stories of 2025. You can also do topic-based marathon videos like Complete Business Masterclass. And you can also do series compilations. So you can produce videos with the intention and knowing that that video will eventually be part of a series. And you can actually bake this into your content strategy. So to show you, a revenue comparison against a video that's super short, only 5 minutes long, it only made $9 per 1,000 views, whereas a super long one, that was a compilation video, made $20 per 1,000 views. So to show you some high CPM niches right here, we should first of all start with the lowest ones, which are going to be like general entertainment, gaming, lifestyle. These niches are low CPM due to the fact that they don't have a lot of advertisers that want to advertise on this type of content. That being said, YouTube CPMs in general are much higher than when I personally started on YouTube. But then we get into higher CPM niches because this is where the top advertisers like Apple, which is a technology company, Expedia, a travel company, and these companies are going to be putting their ads on niches that are related to what they're promoting and what they're selling. So the highest RPM niches are related to health and wellness, travel, especially with a luxury focus, education, software tutorials, and then there's even higher RPM niches like, for example, finance and investing, business, entrepreneurship, real estate, insurance and legal, and high-end technology. Now, a trick with ad revenue is that even if you're within a low RPM niche, like let's say, for example, you are within the basketball niche or something like that, and it's not the highest RPM, what you can do is put a high RPM topic into your current niche. So you could do a video like the top 5 highest paid NBA stars. By putting the keyword paid or by putting money related keywords on your videos, boom, that video instantly has a higher RPM. So even if you have a low CPM or RPM niche, you can still increase that by using high RPM topics on your videos. Now, another secret is that where your views come from matters when it comes to CPMs. Now, tier 1 countries like the United States, Canada, Australia, UK, Ireland, these kind of countries are going to have a much higher CPM because advertisers want to target people in those countries because they have more money. So you can make a lot more money by targeting these countries, and the best way of doing that is to upload during US peak hours, upload between 7 and 9 p.m. Eastern time, use American English in your titles and descriptions, reference US specific examples in your videos. If you're doing a travel channel, talk about the United States a bunch, and target US trending keywords. Now here's the monetization hierarchy, and this is why most YouTubers stay broke. Most YouTubers rely on ad revenue only, which as we discussed can make $3 to $30 per thousand views. This requires millions of views for any decent income. And you're completely dependent on YouTube's algorithm. You could be demonetized overnight for a stupid reason. Level 2 is affiliate marketing. This is better. This is for people who don't want the complexity of managing their own product, but they still want to monetize to that next level. And this can allow you to make $50 to $100 per thousand views only if you choose the right type of product. 99% of people do affiliate marketing wrong. I'll show you how to do it the right way in just a second. And then level 3 is having your own products. This can allow you to make $100 to $1,000 per thousand views from what I've personally seen. And this is how, I do over $350,000 per month from my channels by selling products from those channels. Now, obviously, whenever I'm showing numbers or anything like that, I can't guarantee you'll make, over $250,000 per month. But I just want to show that as an example of the channels that are making that much are literally only making like 20 to 30K per month from ad revenue. And I'm able to multiply it so much more by selling something from my channel. So if you sell your own products, you have complete control, maximum profit, you build real business equity. This is where millionaires are made as well. But that being said, there's a lot of complexity that goes into running your own products. And for people who don't want that, I typically just recommend starting with an affiliate product and then from there, upgrading to your own maybe later. But you want to start fast, so I recommend starting typically with an affiliate product. So the formula to make $100 per thousand views from my personal experience is to sell a $500 digital product and then get 100,000 views per month on your channel. If you do that, from ad revenue, you might be making $500 to $2K per month if you're lucky. But if you implement my method of selling a $500 digital product, and this, for example, could be a 1K digital product that you get 50% of, so you get $500 per sale. If you do this method, you could be making 10 to 20K per month if you convert just 0.4% of those viewers. Because 100K views times 0.004, which is 0.4%, 40 sales times 500, 20K per month. That's $200 per thousand views. Now, I personally have made, upwards of 27K in a month with only 100K views per month. It's different for everyone. There's a lot of variables and a lot of factors that go into this. So keep that in mind. This will be different for everyone. But in terms of what to sell for affiliate products, I recommend courses, software, and communities. For courses, you can go on platforms like Digistore24 or ClickBank. For software, you can go directly on software companies. Like, for example, we have an affiliate program on TubeMagic and VidAI, and we get 50% commissions TubeMagic, 33% recurring on VidAI. Just due to API costs, they're different there, due to the fact that we have to actually pay to a lot more, especially for VidAI with running that. And then communities. So I recommend school communities. A lot of them actually allow you to be an affiliate for those communities. And school, by the way, is spelled SKOOL. And there's tons of different communities that you can promote with that. And then if you have your own digital product, the types of digital products I recommend are courses, ebooks, or guides. Courses are typically the best. So another thing you can do that works incredibly well is to do what is called a 6-video series. So once your channel has 12 to 24 videos on it, I recommend running one of these video series, and I can basically give you an exact script of everything to say for this video series right here. And I've done this on my channels. It works incredibly good. I had one of my students, Musa, who did it right here, and he made over $300,000 in just a few days doing this. That being said, he already did have a big channel when he did this, so keep that in mind. He built up his channel to a pretty big amount before he did this. Now, I can't guarantee you'll make anything close to this, but I did give him the exact script templates and everything, and he went ahead and he did that, and at least he told me he made 300K, which is absolutely crazy. I believe him with his audience size and everything, and video series are incredibly powerful. And then what you do is you take this video series, make it into a compilation video as we discussed earlier, and boom, now you've got a super long form video as well that you can also benefit from, all the watch time that goes with that, plus all the ad revenue that also goes with that, and it sells something as well. It's like a match made in heaven. All of these amazing aspects all combined into one. And then you've got your Flywheel money video, which is always continually running in the background in an evergreen way, following the script that I can also give you as well. And the symbiotic system, as we discussed, turns one view into multiple views into sales. And you have your education or your entertainment video that gets the view. And then you have an end screen video that directs people to a money video, which is your Flywheel video. That money video sells a product, but even if they don't buy, they still join an email list for a follow-up, and then the email sequence generates even additional sales. So with the traditional method of doing YouTube, you get a view, you hope they click an ad, and maybe you make 10 cents. Whoop-de-doo, right? With this method of the symbiotic system, one view can become multiple views, plus you get an email subscriber, plus you get a potential customer. And I'll discuss how to do emails in just a second. So the money video blueprint basically consists of a hook, and then you use my blueprint that I can give you, and then there's a call to action at the end of it. And this one video does all of your selling 24/7. You don't have to sell on any of your other videos because it's all being done with this one video right here that you drive traffic to. And then another thing that nobody does is running retargeting ads to their own viewers. That's kind of an advanced strategy that I can get more into, but you can double, triple the amount that you can potentially make from your channel because you can run ads on your own channel. Nobody even knows about that. People always ask me, why are you running ads on your own channel? That is an incredibly powerful method that I can also show you how to do. And then you have the email multiplication effect, which is building an email list, which is one of the most important parts of running a YouTube channel. Nobody does this. And this is why most YouTubers stay broke. It's because they rely completely on YouTube subscribers and views and everything. And these, like we mentioned, are vanity metrics. Email lists are where real wealth is built on YouTube due to the fact that you can make on average, from what I personally have seen, again, these are estimates, not guaranteed income, but what I've seen, I've made about $1 per email per month in revenue per email that's on my list. So if you get 1,000 subscribers, that's $1,000 per month recurring. You get 100,000 subscribers, that's $100K per month on your channel. From your email list, as long as you're emailing them consistently, like 3 emails a week. Plus, you own the list. YouTube can't take it away. Anything happens to your channel, boom, you still got your email list. And the best way of collecting emails is super simple. You make a bridge page, which is basically just a page that you host with something like Kajabi, and you get a YouTube view. You put that free resource link in the description of all of your videos, and basically you give people a free PDF or something like that, or a checklist that can help them. And then you capture their email. They get their PDF. You get people on your email list, and then you send them sales sequences, and you can make an insane amount of sales with that, whether it's affiliate products, your own products, or anything else. This is incredibly powerful to do. And another reason it's so powerful is due to the fact that you can send people emails every time you upload a new video on your channel as well. So then you have this whole flywheel system set up where you're collecting emails from YouTube, you send them back to YouTube to watch more of your videos, and then on those videos, it directs people to the money video, which sells, and then you're also emailing people regularly, like one sales email a week about the product that you're selling, and you can just absolutely crush it because all of these things are all feeding each other. And then you run some other channels and other niches, send emails about those as well. As long as they're within related niches, you can absolutely crush it on YouTube. So to show you a revenue source comparison chart of all the different types of revenue on YouTube, I just want to break it down real quick here for you. So you have YouTube short ad revenue. Now, I haven't discussed YouTube shorts too much due to the fact that typically I don't recommend them that much unless you're using shorts as a way to drive traffic to a long form video, in which case that can work amazing, and I can show you how to do that the right way also. But for YouTube short ad revenue specifically, income potential is very low sustainability. Shorts typically get views and then they die off immediately. Then you have sponsorships. It requires a lot more effort. You typically have to reach out to companies or organize sponsorships with those companies and then actually integrate them into your videos. Not the most sustainable. You can make a lot more from them though. Then you have standard YouTube ad revenue, which is like medium effort. You can make a medium amount of money. With low ticket affiliate revenue, it's a little bit more, but this is like selling Amazon affiliate products or something like that. It's still very limited and still a lot less than some better methods, which is like optimized ad revenue, which is really optimizing your channel, making longer videos to put multiple ad breaks, being in a high RPM niche. And then you have high ticket affiliate ad revenue, which is making like $500 per sale or making like $25 to $50 per month recurring for every person you get on a community or a software. And that can make a lot. That's incredibly good. And then the absolute highest income potential would be your own products for this, from my experience. And so now you know the right type of channel to run, how to actually generate content for your channel, and how to monetize effectively. And at this point, you have two choices. And choice number one is to try to figure out how to do all of this yourself and spend valuable years of trial and error, looking for good freelancers, not knowing what to say in your Flywheel video, and just overall not having a system for doing this. That being said, I hope I've given you a lot of value on this mastermind. So if you did want to do that, you can feel free to do that if you want to. Just realize it will still take a lot of trial and error, and there's still a lot of work that does go into this. Or the other choice, which is if you want an exact script of exactly what to say in the Flywheel video, and you want my 6 video series scripts, and you want access to my own content team at a negotiated price. Now, I do get a commission for connecting you, but it's pretty low. And you want access to me personally to ask any questions that you have along the way. You want access to one-on-one calls with my team, access to all of my templates for doing this, all my checklists, so you can basically just go through a checklist for doing this, and access to all of the best information for doing this out there that fills in every single detail. And if you want the other choice, then I would love to introduce you to my program, Tube Accelerator. Tube Accelerator is not just a course. The course is just part of it, but it's actual coaching and it's access to me personally. And I've put together actual checklists, processes, and what I like to call a symbiotic system that you can follow for doing YouTube the right way for sure. And I've broken this program down into 5 different phases. So not only are you getting the content team, you're getting access to me to ask any questions in a Discord. If you just send me a question saying, hey, Matt, could you take a look at my channel? Boom, I record a Loom video, do it for you, send it back. And you know exactly what to do. You know exactly what to act on. And you get the exact mentorship and guidance that you need to succeed with YouTube the real way, for sure. Plus, you get a one-on-one call where we set up your channel and we make sure that you have a systematized approach for doing this. And we choose the right niche for you, with you, if you don't already have a niche, and then we break down exactly your exact strategy. But the program itself is broken down into 5 phases, starting with phase number 1, which is the foundation. And this consists of setting up your symbiotic system in the first place, the real way to monetize, the absolute best way on YouTube, the best type of channel for you personally to run, the best niche you can do, the right way to do YouTube, and I can give you a checklist for exactly what that is, and then how to set up your channel correctly from the start. And I have checklists for all of that. Phase number 2 is monetization. Now, most YouTube programs, they talk about monetization as an afterthought. All they talk about is generating videos and all this type of stuff, and they think about monetization as an afterthought. Monetization is one of the most important things when it comes to your YouTube channel, which is why I put this as phase number 2 in this program. And that's because we're going to monetize our channel first. And I'll show you how I make a ton of money per 1,000 views, how I make even more than what I've gone over throughout this mastermind right here. I've got some secret techniques that I can show you. How to choose a product and a price, how to get started fast using an MVP, which is a minimum viable product, and then how to supplement your income with supplemental affiliate products. Phase number 3 then is content. And this consists of the Flywheel strategy. I'll give you the exact script of exactly what to say in the Flywheel video. It consists of video ideas and scripts. You do not want to mess this up. 99% of people mess this up really badly, but the good thing is super easy to avoid if you know how to do it. And then I also show you how to generate faceless content in a bunch of different ways, how to do it effectively, and how to do it the right way using AI in a way that can actually work on YouTube so you're not just generating AI slop. And then I also show you how I do my personal brand content. So I break down my entire personal brand setup, how I record these videos right here, how I've structured my studio. So I click one button, everything's recording right here. I show you exactly how I do that. All my gear. I also even give you the gear for faceless channels as well if you wanted to do the work yourself. Of course, you're getting access to my content team also. And then I show you a watch time hack to get potentially insane CPMs and super high watch times. Phase number 4 then is the business part of this. And this consists of video series, and I can give you the scripts for doing those 6 video series. And then also it consists of creating a bridge page, which is the secret of building a real business on YouTube. I can give you templates for this, exactly what to say on those bridge pages and everything. I show you how to scale to running multiple channels by hiring a team, systematizing things correctly, and then using emails to multiply the amount you can make by setting up that bridge page, and then using emails to boost everything from your YouTube channel to monetization. I'll show you exactly what to say in the emails, email templates, everything you need to do that effectively. And then phase number 5 are going to be resources that you can use for doing this. I'm going to give you a niche that you can just take and use if you want. I'm going to give you scripts that you can also just take and use if you want, and a few different products to promote. You don't have to use these if you don't want, but I just give it to you as an option just in case. And then also, I wanted to mention that this is more than just a course. You're getting access to my content team that can generate content for your channels with pre-negotiated pricing. Of course, I get a cut of that as well, but you get access to that. You get access to direct support from me personally. I'm happy to provide any personalized Loom videos that you want. I'm happy to answer any questions you want. If you have a quick question, shoot it over, boom, give you an answer on Discord. And I'm happy to help you along the way with this journey. And we have a whole team of coaches as well that are actively engaged as well that can also help you, but you also get access to me also. I'm directly involved in the community as well, unlike most program owners. Now, some bonuses that you also get are the Flywheel video template. You get the video script series template. You get a video made for you. This is just a bonus I want to throw in there as well to just make this an absolute no-brainer. I'm going to give you an actual video just completely done for you by my team on us. You get access to my content team. You get my current gear sheet for my personal brand and Faceless channels, a channel optimization checklist, a video optimization checklist, a YouTube video script checklist, and I give you all kinds of checklists for everything that goes into this. I've got so many different SOPs and systems and processes and everything that you can use for doing this. As well as a bunch of other courses. Basically every single course that I've ever made, you get access to as well as part of Tube Accelerator. But the most important part of this is the fact that you get mentoring with this. So you get an onboarding call where we go over your current situation and then help you choose a niche and give you action steps of exactly what to do. And you get access to my team members who also run channels and help me run my channels as well. I hired a lot of them as coaches, honestly. Like, I was working with these people anyway, so I was like, why don't you just help me with this coaching and everything if you want to? And I've gotten a lot of them on. A lot of them get a lot of fulfillment out of this as well with helping students, which is awesome. I certainly do also. Obviously, this is a business for me. This isn't just a charity, but I genuinely do get satisfaction out of helping people. So we're there to answer your questions, make sure you get the help and support you need, and overall, just help you scale this up. But you also get weekly live calls with multiple of my different coaches every single week, multiple different calls that you can join at any time that you want, plus ask questions and whatnot. And the reason I'm doing this, you might be saying, Matt, why are you doing this? This seems like a ton of work to set all of this up, get coaches, and set up this whole mentoring system and everything. Now, the reason I set this up is because I don't want to just be a dude selling courses anymore. There's a lot of people who join courses who do nothing with them. And people also need accountability, they need systems, and they need ways of setting things up in a much better way than a course can provide. So then, my goal with this whole thing is that I can build a really good content team that helps me. It funds my software companies where we're trying to build world-class products for those so I can run my own channels myself better, and hopefully they can help you too. And ideally, I really just want to work with people who are serious about doing this. Makes it fun for both of us. Like, my best students are the ones that are really serious about doing this and they're all in and they're ready to do this for sure. And if that's you, you can feel free to book a call just by clicking the link right here. It should be in the chat. There should be a link to book a call. And you can just fill out a quick description, quick application, and book your call. And then on the call, we can discuss your goals, see if the program might be a good fit for what you're looking to achieve. But I've instructed all the people who are taking these calls to be honest about whether we think our approach actually aligns with your situation and your expectations. And right now, the program is 20% off for attendees of this mastermind. So if you're on the mastermind and you sign up to book a call, make sure to mention it actually on the call so you can get your 20% off. And if you're interested in doing this, now's the time. As we've discussed, now is the best time of starting a Faceless YouTube channel in general. And if you want all the best mentoring, you want access to the best content team, you want access to the best information for the real new way of doing this, and access to me, someone who's been doing this for 10 plus years at this point, now is the time to book your call. And you can do it just by clicking the link in the chat on this page. You can also alternatively go to tubeaccelerator.com/go and you can fill out the application, book your call directly on there also if you'd like, but you can also just click the link if you'd like. And now I want to go over some common concerns that people have regarding doing this. But that being said, if you feel like this is right for you, and you want to get started doing this, honestly, I can't wait to get started working with you as well. So feel free to click the link, book your call. Can't wait to hopefully see you inside Tube Accelerator. I'm going to do my absolute best to help you crush it with this process. And if you feel like this is wrong for you, that's all good too. And I hope at the very least, if you do choose to work with me or not, I do hope at the very least I was able to give you some value that you can walk away from this with. And I'm also going to give you that checklist here in just a second as well. So make sure to stay for that. But first, let's get into some concerns. Now, some of the concerns are, for example, I'm not tech savvy enough. And the thing about this is that you do need a certain level of, technical knowledge. Like, you need to have general knowledge of being able to use a computer and everything. And I'm going to show you how to do everything, how to use AI to automate a lot of this. So it's a lot less technical knowledge than you probably think you need to have. We've got people of all ages within this program as well, but you do need to have some baseline technical knowledge of just like basic internet stuff. And another common concern is, what if I don't have the time for doing this? So most of our students, they start with a couple hours a day. Back when I was in high school, I was, going to high school full time, plus I had extracurricular activities and all this type of stuff. But I did YouTube in any available time that I could find. Sometimes it was 30 minutes a day, sometimes it was an hour a day. And over time, if you take consistent action, even if it's a small amount of time per day, it can add up to huge results. That's one of the biggest things that I've learned throughout my YouTube journey, is that small actions over time can compound into gigantic results over time. If you stay consistent on a single course of action and you stay focused on it, you can crush this over long periods of time, even with a small amount of time per day. Another common concern is, isn't YouTube too saturated? Well, as we've discussed, there's more channels than ever, but there's also exponentially more viewers than ever, and that's only increasing exponentially. And the percentage of creators that actually know what they're doing is very small, and the percentage of creators with an actual system is also very small. New channels blow up all the time. What matters is not your subscribers. It's not, how big your channel already is, due to the fact YouTube's pushing new channels right now anyways, as we've discussed. But it's about the content system, the topic, the formats, and all the stuff that we're going to be teaching about how to do this the right way, for sure. Now, some other common questions that we've been asked is like, what if I've tried other programs before? What makes this program different? The difference with this program is that it's built around execution. You don't just get course. This is not just a course. You get tools, templates, calls, direct feedback from me personally if you want it, dashboards, everything that you need to actually do this successfully. I'm doing my absolute best to provide. Plus, you even get a content team and everything. So it's a lot different than 99% of programs out there. And it's a lot different than even other YouTube automation programs. Most YouTube automation programs, and I know a lot of the people who run these programs, they teach you how to run general entertainment channels that just produce AI slop, just, uploading compilation videos on YouTube. And they say that this is the way to build a sustainable business. Absolutely not. A lot of the people selling those programs are honestly grifters, in my opinion. They're just trying to make a quick buck by selling courses, and they're not actually committed to helping people long term. And that's evidenced by the fact that if you run a faceless, compilation channel, you're going to get demonetized on that channel because you're just re-uploading videos. There's a reason I've been able to run my channels now for like 10 years at this point without problems from YouTube. That's because I teach you how to actually follow the rules and build a real sustainable business using YouTube. And that's what I personally do. That's what I recommend people do. I'm not going to try to show you, monetize channels like a lot of these YouTube gurus also try to do. Yes, I could make absurd amounts if I did do that, but it's not an ethical thing to do, because if you buy a monetized YouTube channel, I see so many people pushing these out there. That channel was most likely monetized with fraudulent means, so it's just going to hurt your channel in the long run, because if it was monetized with a bot, which 99.9% of them are, it's just going to hurt your channel. So why would you, for example, buy a monetized channel just to hurt your channel? You shouldn't. Never trust people who try to sell you monetized channels or anything like that. So if you've tried other programs before, I totally get where you're coming from, to have some type of skepticism about this one. That's healthy. But I just wanted to let you know that this is different. I am trying my absolute best to help people within this program and community. This is where I get my fulfillment in life, to be honest. So if you're interested in doing it, you feel free to click that link, book your call. Hopefully I'll see you inside of Tube Accelerator, and I can't wait to get started working with you. Another common question is, I don't know how to pick a niche or which topic to create. Well, we'll show you the exact best type of content to make. We'll literally choose your niche for you. Also, another question is, if everybody does this, will it still work? Not everyone's going to do this. 99% of people who run YouTube channels do this the wrong way. But even if every single person on this mastermind right now were to join this program, we can't even fulfill on that many people. We wouldn't even be able to do that. But even if they did, it's still a tiny drop in the bucket compared to how many YouTube channels are out there. So 100%, even if everyone here does this, I truly believe it will still work, and it would only grow YouTube due to the fact that competition to a large degree can be very good, because you can get in the suggested video feeds of other popular videos and be very successful with that. And that answers that objection about what if there's too much competition as well. Does this work worldwide? Absolutely. It works in almost any country as long as YouTube can monetize in that country. You can look up your country. This like 99% of countries you can, but even if you can't, you can monetize with other means. Also, will this help personal channels? 100,000%. I run my personal channel as well, utilizing these same tactics of the Flywheel video, a 6-video series, everything like that, and absolutely crush it with that. So 100% this can help you with a personal channel as well. Another common question is YouTube okay with AI content? If you do it correctly. So most AI content, YouTube is fine with as long as it actually gives people value. Now, where people go wrong, where YouTube isn't okay with it, is if you're just generating videos that don't give people any value at all, that are just obviously generated by a robot. There's a right way and a wrong way, and I'll show you the right way if we work together. And I'll show you exactly how I'm succeeding with AI channels and how you potentially can too. And if we look at this logically, is this more cost efficient than any of those other business models that I showed you? 100,000%, yes. Can you make the right videos? Well, I'm going to show you exactly how to make the right videos step by step. And you're going to even have access to my content team so they can make the videos for you if you want. Can you build AI channels just like mine? 100% yes. Can you choose the right niche? Yes, I'll give you the best niches to do. Plus, we'll choose your niche with you. So can you actually do this? I believe so if you put in the work, because this isn't just a push button solution. It's not a get rich quick scheme by any means. This does still take a lot of work, but I truly believe that if you're serious about doing this, you can. And if we compare Tube Accelerator versus trial and error, which would take years of learning and not knowing what to do, spending tons of money on freelancers, wasting time, wasting energy, and getting burnt out before seeing any real success, with Tube Accelerator, you can bypass a lot of that, because I'm just going to straight up be downloading my mind into yours. I'm going to be giving you all of the YouTube knowledge that I've accumulated over all of my years through the complete course, the community, the software, everything you need to succeed with this. You're going to get bonuses, checklists, all the resources to save you countless hours of time. And you're going to know exactly what to do and when to do it. And it can save you so much time, so much money, so much energy as well. And that's my goal with all this. If I can help you shortcut even just a few years off of this process, that's my goal with Tube Accelerator. So feel free to book a call to secure your spot in Tube Accelerator. I cannot wait to get started working with you. Just simply go to tubeaccelerator.com/go or click the link. It should be in the chat right now. We should be putting the link in the chat. So if it's there, you can book your call and you can join Tube Accelerator. And I cannot wait to see you inside. If you're a good fit for this program, if you're here on this mastermind right now and you're serious about doing this, now is the time to book your call. So feel free to do that right now. And as we promised as well, I'm going to give you a free checklist. I'm going to actually drop the link to that checklist in the chat. And on the checklist, let me actually show you how to use it real quick here. So if we open up the checklist, as you can see, here it is. I give you an entire checklist for doing this. I'll leave a link to this checklist in the chat, by the way, but we have a whole YouTube overview checklist for everything that we discussed, a video production checklist, a channel setup checklist. So even if we do work together or not, I still want to give you a bunch of value so you can walk away with this amazing checklist that was put together by my team and I, and you can start using that. So yeah, feel free to access the checklist. I should also be sending you an email with that if I've got everything set up correctly, as well as a replay for this mastermind in case you missed anything. Hopefully I'll be able to also send that via email. And yeah, hope you've gotten a ton of value throughout this so far. Now, we have had some pre-submitted Q&A that people have left, so I put it here also to go over real quick. So some people were asking, like, how long does it take to get monetized? Well, with our method, we've already gone over this a lot, but you can monetize potentially from day one. Doesn't mean you're going to make money from day one, but you set yourself up for the possibility of doing so you don't have to wait for 1K subs, 4K watch hours like most people do. Another big question that I see a lot of people asking is, like, what if I'm not an expert in anything? Well, that's totally fine. You don't have to be an expert at all. What I like to think of myself of is a DJ that's remixing existing content into something more valuable if I'm not an expert on a given topic. For example, I recently started a Faceless relationship channel, and on that channel, I'm not an expert in that, obviously. So what I'm doing is I'm accumulating all the best information from all the other top YouTube channels out there, and I'm putting it into my channel. So I'm like a DJ for that information. So you don't have to be an expert. And then I'll find a school community. I'll promote that as an affiliate. Boom, get people on recurring subscriptions on that. And it can work incredibly well. So you don't have to be an expert by any means. Another question is, how much money can I realistically make? This is something that I can't promise you, you're going to make this much money or it's anything like that. I'm not going to sit here like some gurus do and say, oh, you'll make $1 million overnight. No, it does take work to make this happen. But what I recommend doing, and what's helped me a lot, just like as a thought experiment, is to reverse engineer my goals. So let's say I wanted to make 10K per month. Now, of course, disclaimer, I can't guarantee any earnings or anything. But if I wanted to do that, then I would need 20 sales per month on a $500 product. And if I get 100K views per month, 20 sales is 0.2% of that. So boom, that's one route of doing that. Or I would need 1 million views per month at a $10 CPM. And more realistically, it would be a combination of both of these, but I like to reverse engineer my goals, like what type of channel am I running, what are my goals with this, and then how can I reverse engineer those to taking the actions that are required to get there. Another question is this sustainable for the long term? Well, I've been doing this for 10 plus years at this point. Videos I made as a teenager are still generating income to this day. Can't guarantee results, of course, but I personally believe YouTube is only going to grow over the next 10 years as it has over the past. And do I need a big budget to start? No, and actually I don't recommend it due to the fact that I recommend starting with basic equipment. If you don't have the funds to do this, but to hire somebody, for example, or join my program or anything, do it yourself. And then when you have enough of income from that, you can then reinvest into hiring people as well. So you don't need a big budget to start. Even if we work together or not, you don't need that at all. But YouTube automation is the best business model that I personally recommend for 2025 right now. And if you want to join Tube Accelerator, which is the absolute best YouTube program on the entire market, and get access to everything that we discussed, including all of these things right here, all the modules, the new course, the Tube Accelerator course, which is a game changer, by the way. This course is so incredibly valuable, all these phases right here. This is more value than I've ever given in any of my other courses. Like if you've joined any of my other courses before, you know they're incredibly valuable. We have people getting insane results, even just in my other courses. But I don't want to sell courses anymore. And that's due to the fact that I want to help people further in depth. And also, it's a better way of monetizing for me. I do want to be transparent about that as well. It's a better way of monetizing. I'm able to help people further in depth. And just overall, I can just build a more fun business that can hopefully help you as well. So I'm trying to make it a win-win all around for everybody. And if you want to join Tube Accelerator, feel free to book your call. Click the link in the chat right now. And hopefully I'll see you on the call. I hope you've gotten a ton of value throughout this, regardless of whether we work together or not. And regardless, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Make Money Matt. I'm trying to give you a bunch of value on there as well, so you can stay up to date with everything also. And I should be sending you a replay of this mastermind, so keep an eye out for that. I hope you have an amazing day, and I hope to talk with you soon. I hope I can learn more about you personally within Tube Accelerator if you do choose to join. I can't wait to say hi to you and start working with you and start building this up. It's going to be awesome. So if you choose to join, feel free to click anywhere. Not anywhere. Feel free to click the link that should be in the chat to book your call, and hopefully I'll see you inside Tube Accelerator. But if not, hope you got a ton of value regardless. Make sure to get your checklists. Hopefully I'll send you an email with that as well. And I will see you next time that we see each other. Peace out.